have any thoughts on that?
Ray's just smiling. Any thoughts?
I think it's a great idea.
We haven't revealed any details yet, but really you're right, it hasn't been done before in a massive way. And again, I think if you can combine and fuse those concepts together, you're having a party that's joined, they're united by a common goal. And they're not just randomly fighting monsters and grinding and all the other stuff you see in a lot of MMOs now, which, while fun and incredibly addictive, customization, progression, exploration, combat, those are 3 of the pillars of the RPG. But where's the 4th one? Where's the story? That's something I think that's the missing ingredient.
And repeat the question for those of you who can't hear it. She was asking about Secret of Mana and the idea of a game that sort of has a rich narrative to it that people could play together as a party, but multiplayer. And Ray answered that question. Any other questions? Yes, back there.
Do you think there is a place for reality-based role-playing, like serious reality, like human relationships type of thing?
Question is if you see a place for reality-based role-playing, human relationship, sort of you're saying set in the real world, sort of present day?
Yeah, well, not necessarily present day, but I mean based on really playing a role all the way down to, choosing your dinner set when you go out on a date or something like that. I mean, like really a relationship with actual people in an actual world, more than a fantasy hero odyssey.
So I guess the question is, instead of these epic hero RPGs, is there opportunities for sort of more mundane RPGs where you're hanging out with your friends and just living life, I guess? Sure. Anyone want to take that?
I think one of the cool things about role-playing games, and Peter touched on this earlier, I think, that it's aspirational fantasy, and you get to play a hero or an anti-hero. And you don't want to be mundane, you don't want to be regular, you want to be someone that's great or maybe an anti-hero. You want to do something you can't do in real life. You can do that in different genres, different settings. It could be a couple hundred years in the future, like in Mass Effect, that's really cool. Or it could be in a fantasy setting, like Dragon Age, that's really cool as well. But either way, you want to be someone you can't be in real life, I think. Certainly, if you want to, there's different ways to slice it. Maybe the other guys have an opinion. But for me, the exciting thing is to be able to do things I can't do in every day.
Well, it's a very interesting question, because if I'm let's just take Fable, for example. And so you're playing the role of a hero, and, is chatting up girls mundane? Is having, I've got to be careful of my choice of words here, is having relationships mundane? It could be, there's certainly mundane things about it. But
Peter, you talked before about the idea of a game where you sort of could relive your life.
Yeah, I mean, in fact, famously I was interested in that. Did I ever talk about this?
Dimitri, I guess?
Yeah, I obviously did. I was thinking about a game called Dimitri, and I still can't talk about this, but it's very hard to talk about it. But the whole idea, here's the idea is, could you be a hero in today's world, as you said? And here's the interesting thing. 24 heroes, Desperate Housewives, Lost. Let's go down that list. They're all set in today's world, aren't they? James Bond, it's in today's world. Now that interests me, that fascinates me, because if we want to really be a hero, where's the starting point? Is the starting point you and I? We're not, we're not in some tomb like we are in Fable, we're in this room. And maybe that is a starting point for a great story. And that is a starting point for a great role-playing game. Yeah, we could focus on the mundane. We could get you to experience up in washing up, or level 3 of makeup. I mean, we could do that. But or we could concentrate on the dramatic. And what's fascinating here, I'll set this thing to you for now, and maybe in the future you'll hear me talk a bit more in detail about this. What's fascinating about this is, if I could say to you, okay, you're in this situation, this room explodes, there's a bomb that goes off in the corner, what would you do? That's a fascinating thing, and that is a piece of gameplay, I think. So, to answer your question very directly, I think there will be. It's very, 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 very tough. Because when you start approaching the real world, you start noticing, hey, lights don't shine like that. And, there should be a knife and a fork there. And, it's all about the detail. And fantasy, especially fantasy, you can brush over that detail. You can say, hey, it's my world, we don't have knives and forks. So I think it's a very tough thing to do. But I find it very exciting.
結構10年前ぐらいからスタッフとはいろいろ話をしてて、その現実生活の RPG っていうかなんかゲーム作れないのか、例えばスクエアのスタッフに、ちょっとグレたティーンエイジャーになりそうな娘と仲良くなるのが目的みたいなドラマになるじゃない。そのために旅してもいいし、ただ難しいよね、なかなか。でもなんかやりたいっていう話は昔からしてます。そんなの答えになる。そんなんで大丈夫。
So, in fact, he's been very interested in it, and in fact, he's been exploring the idea for 10 years. He's talked with the director at Square Enix since 10 years ago, talking about exploring some ideas. Thought of a game around a story of a boy who is trying to make up the relationship with a girl, ex-girlfriend, and a story around the school and stuff like that. So it's something that he's definitely interested in and wants to explore, but it's pretty tough, honestly speaking.
What makes it so tough?
娘とはなかなか和解できないでしょ。なかなか和解するの大変でしょ。
なぜそれ難しいんでしょうか。そういったゲームを作るのが難しいんでしょうか。
なんていうのかな、そのマーケティングが難しいだけで作るのはそんなにない。そうマーケティングが難しい。で答えだけ
その人とそういったゲームを作るっていうのは、そんなに難しくないけど、マーケティングするのが難しい。
っていうのはあんまり言いにくい。ここでそうですね。いや、いつかはやる。タイミングが来ない。
We'll do it someday. But,
All that?
but the right time hasn't arrived yet.
All right, well, I think we're unfortunately out of time to continue on, but one more quick question.
Okay,
All right.
isn't that basically what Yu Suzuki tried with Shenmue and failed horribly at?
Question is, isn't that what Yu Suzuki tried with Shenmue and did not succeed? AC's asking about
Shenmue, Suzuki. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. He has energy, still energy. And then what is the question?
AC was asking if that was sort of what Sakaguchi was describing, if that actually was a game like Shenmue because of its reality. Yeah. Yeah.
シェムというゲームがあるんです。
よし、知ってる。
そのゲームのお客さんですか。
そのリアルなやつが I don't think so.
All right, we'll leave it there. Excellent. Thank all three of you for joining us today on the panel. I hope everybody has a great GDC.